Hello. I thought it was so interesting, all of that, Alex. And I love what you said about when you're posing and you're shooting and something takes over. Because I find that whenever I'm recording music, take three consistently, that happens. Take one and two, I'm trying too hard. Take four and five, I've like given up by. And take three, always something just comes over and it kind of comes out in a much more connected way. So I was like really pleased to hear that that translates into like other art forms. Um, so yeah, I'm Freddie. It's really nice to be here, and I'm glad to see so many of you in the chat and joining in. And I'm very excited and a little nervous. I am a songwriter, performer, poet, based in Bristol, UK, um, and I write songs for a lot of reasons. But it kind of started when I was um, sort of 8 or 9. I remember I had like the most hideous purple notebook, which had like jangly beads all over it and like was just beautifully horrifying. And I would like come home from school and write these little like tales in it. Um, Often like I would rewrite fairy tales. I'm not really sure why, but I remember doing Big Bad Wolf, but it was like iguanas and a big bad lizard, and they like hid in cacti instead of huts. Like I don't know why I felt it needed an update, but like that was my birth into writing, if you like. Um and this like addiction, this solace I found in writing little stories kind of translated when I got to the age of about 13. My granddad gave me a secondhand acoustic guitar, and I was like, wow, I want to do that forever. And I also started at an all girls grammar school, which was very intense as a trans masculine person and as a creative as well, to be honest. It was a very like academic, strict, feminine environment, and it was quite something. And I every day when I finished the day, I would get home from school and like run upstairs, grab my guitar, and just like write the most miserable songs you've ever heard. Like I would like imagine like Adele and Taylor Swift got together and then they broke up and then they both wrote albums about it. Like that's how sad these songs were, but they were just like a massive outpour for me. And they were quite terrible. Like I was 13, I wasn't very didn't have a big vocabulary, didn't know quite how to communicate, but for me that didn't matter, and it still doesn't really. What matters is that I like had this outlet and this outpour, and I started to kind of make sense of my own feelings and my own story that way, um, which is pretty cool. Um, and it never really went away. That kind of sense of these songs being an outpour and a way to make sense of myself, that continues like to this day. I'm now third year of my songwriting degree, and even though I've kind of learned a lot of the like more technical side of songwriting and learned how to kind of communicate things a little more clear, the real like motivation behind it is still like to kind of sort things out and to learn about myself, because sometimes something will come out and then I have to look at it and I'm like, oh, I feel that way. Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense, you know. Um, so yeah, writing songs for me, I've written down that it gives me like three things. It helps me to learn things about myself. It helps me to work through things, and it is just like really cathartic and healing to do the process as well, regardless of the output. So before I sort of show you a little way that you can kind of start to bring this into your own life, I thought I would sing you a little song. Um, this one is one of those that was definitely an outpour for me. And I thought that as this is a workshop full of cool LGBTQ plus people, I would do one that kind of discusses my gender. Um, and it's really interesting looking back. I wrote this song about a year ago, and at the time, it's very much how I felt. I had like a lot of feelings of like being trapped in myself and being trapped in people's perception of me. Um, and fortunately, I'm at a place where I don't feel that way anymore, but this song is kind of a timestamp on that feeling. So yeah. Also, Ben, I know you're afraid of singing, so I won't be offended if you want to leave currently. Um, okay. I'm stripping just because my cardigan sleeve will brush against the guitar. Okay, this is Growing Pains. When I was little, I felt the weight of something bigger. Couldn't put my finger on it without feeling like it's on the trigger of a weapon I don't understand or even know the name of, but I was staring down the barrel of myself like a face-off. The mirror's looking at me funny, flutter feeling in my tummy. How the hell do I become me? The mirror's looking at me funny, flutter feeling in my tummy. How the hell do I become me? When I grew taller, I felt the weight grow with me, like I was living in the suburbs, but my home was in the city. It's a pity, 'cause I know that I'm pretty, but in a way that never fit me, like the dresses in my broken closet. It wasn't easy, was it? Dwelling in a prison called my epidermis, growing pains, but with a different kind of hurting. And the worst thing is that when I see myself, I'm looking twice. I know that I'm in there, but part of me is a poltergeist from a different life that was never mine. I find segments of myself a couple beats out of time. The mirror's looking at me funny, flutter feeling in my tummy. How the hell do I become me? The mirror's looking at me funny, flutter feeling in my tummy. How the hell do I become me? Then out the other side of the danger years, wiping off my tears with a name tag made of jet lag and my biggest fears. Whiplash and dreaming of a mustache. I'm sitting on the bus back and I see it just like that. The rest of my days that were fading fast, they start to flicker. A bright red light, I press play and I shake off the bitter. The kid in the mirror started smiling like I've never seen, and with the help of a prescription and a self-love remedy, he starts to look like me. Peel off the layers of pain and the heavy's subsiding. The inside's less violent, the outside tells the truth, and the world can see it brighter. When I was little, I felt the weight of something bigger, but I've never felt lighter, and I'm a fighter. I will not give in. And I'm just lucky to be out here existing in a flesh house of bones that I call home. No more growing pains, 'cause I'm all grown. Thank you. Thank you for the claps. It's I do miss the in-person claps. I don't know what that says about me and my reward system, but it's very nice to sing for you people via Zoom.